Hello everyone, welcome back to the Going Zero Waste YouTube channel. I'm Catherine Kellogg, and today we're going over 5 ways that you can reduce your carbon footprint. I'd really appreciate it if you gave this video a thumbs up. It really helps get my video out amongst the YouTube algorithm. This has been one of my most popular posts on the blog, so I'm really excited to be turning it into a video. This post was written as a guest post, and so I'm excited to kind of be putting my own personal spin on it as well. Up first, I would have to mention reducing animal products. I'm sure a lot of people saw this one coming, but reducing the amount of animal products you consume is a great way to have a positive impact on the environment. And let's talk about why. Animal agriculture requires a lot of resources. And I actually have a great piece on that in my book, Zero Waste Kids. I'm gonna pull it up, one moment. I opened right to it. That's so exciting. I'm just reading it because I want to make sure I get the facts straight. So I'm going to compare 100 grams of beef to black beans. As far as protein goes, 100 grams of beef is 14 grams. Black beans, 21 grams. The amount of water it takes to create 100 grams of beef is 1,121, compared to only 191 for black beans. As far as greenhouse gas emissions go, 15 kilograms versus 0.56 kilograms. And then land use, 370 meters versus 1 meter. So as you can see, black beans are a better choice compared to beef. Many plant-based options are. Now, I'm not someone who's gonna tell someone how to eat and how to live their life. There's many reasons why someone can't go vegan. I never tell people to go vegan because there are so many external factors that can dictate whether or not that's possible for someone. So instead, I think it's much better just to simply recommend reducing the amount of animal products you consume. The average American consumes 0.75, three quarters of a pound of animal meat every single day. That's a lot of meat. That doesn't include other animal products like eggs and cheese. That's simply meat. So I think one of the best things we can all do is reduce that just a little. Not only will you be saving money, you'll also be eating a bit healthier. Because I'm pretty sure the only thing that all nutritionists agree on is that people in the United States need to eat more vegetables because most of our diets consist of wheat, meat, and cheese. So yeah, reduce animal products. Other great ways to have positive impacts with your food is to eat locally and eat seasonally. This will reduce the overall emissions that you're putting on your plate. Another great way that you can reduce your carbon footprint is by switching up your energy. Now, I know not everyone owns a home where they can put solar panels on their roof, but if you're like me and you live in an apartment, there's a few different ways that you can reduce the overall amount of fossil fuels you use in your energy consumption. Companies like Arcadia Power and Clean Choice Energy are energy suppliers. When you sign up, they work with your existing utility companies to make sure that all of the energy you consume is provided from clean, renewable sources. Also, I would highly recommend writing your legislators and writing your energy company and telling them that you want to make sure that your energy is sourced from renewable options. Keep pushing and keep asking for change. For instance, in our most recent election, Columbus, Ohio just voted to be 100% powered by clean energy by 2023. So by getting in touch with your legislators, you're also going to be able to push for change and make those energy companies make that clean energy transition just a little bit quicker. It should also come as no surprise that next on the list is reducing the amount of flying and driving you do. One round trip flight between New York and California is estimated to generate about 20% of the greenhouse gas emissions that your car emits all year long. Of course, there are a lot of ways to reduce your emissions when it comes to flying, but one of the best is simply just reduce the overall amount of time you spend on a plane. Try and fly less, and when you do need to fly, try and make those trips as meaningful as possible so you can spend more time exploring the place you're visiting rather than constantly ping-ponging back and forth. Let me know if you'd be interested in seeing a video about how you can reduce your emissions and waste while traveling. I know that's really difficult right now and probably not going to be a very popular video since most people are stuck at home right now, but I do think it's really interesting, especially because there's a jet fuel that just came out that is, let me find it, JetBlue was using it in San Francisco. So all of the flights from JetBlue that are departing from San Francisco are using a sustainable fuel that's made from waste by the company Neste. They're Finnish, and what's really, really great about this fuel is that it reduces carbon emissions from flights by 80%, which I think is so cool. I definitely have so much hope for the airline industry and it becoming more sustainable. We just had the first passenger hydrogen powered flight and the first solar powered flight. So I definitely think we're going to be seeing the energy transition happening there, but it's just not there quite yet. So while we're waiting for it to become a lot more sustainable way to travel, I think one of the best things we can do is simply fly less. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Up first, reduce. Simply buy less. One of the best things you can do for the planet is to stop buying so much stuff, especially stuff that you don't really need. I think fast fashion is a good example of this. Buying gadgets, that dollar section at the top of Target, you know, where you just buy a bunch of stuff that you don't maybe necessarily want or love. And I think one of the best ways to reduce the amount that you're buying is to implement a 30-day buy ban. This is where you prevent yourself from buying anything for 30 days. So if there's anything that you want on your list, anything you see and it immediately triggers a feeling of, oh, I need it, then you just simply say, okay, well, I need it, I want it, I love it, I'm gonna wait 30 days. And in 30 days, if I'm still feeling all those feelings, I can go crazy. But until then, you just give it a hot second. And what you'll find is most of the time, you probably don't want or need a lot of those things. I have a whole video on this because as a former shopaholic who is highly susceptible to marketing and has fallen prey for many an impulse purchase, I'm gonna link to that video in this corner or this one so you can check out and learn more. Now we get to the reuse. When it comes to reuse, I think shopping secondhand is a great way that you can have a positive impact simply because one of the most eco-friendly things you can buy is something that has already been bought. And then we get into recycle. And I have a whole series on why recycling is broken and why it's not a super great system. But of course, making sure you're recycling properly is a really great way to overall reduce your carbon footprint. And of course, compost. How could I forget compost? I love composting. I love composting. I have a whole video on how to build a compost bin and get started. If that's something that interests you, I would highly recommend you check it out. I will link to that up here because composting is one of the best things you can do for the environment. On average, 16% of all methane emissions in the United States come from landfills, and most of that's organic matter that's unable to decompose. Basically, food scraps, things that could otherwise break down and turn into a nutrient-rich soil, are trapped in this limbo state, releasing methane. All right, my phone died, so at the very end of the video, but that's all I have for you on ways that you can reduce your own personal carbon footprint. Please give this video a thumbs up. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section down below, and I will see you next week with a new video. P.S. I also filmed a different video today about my makeup routine because a friend asked me for it. I'm not sure if that's something that would interest you, but if it is, I do have that filmed and ready to go, so let me know and I will get that up for you very, very soon. All right.